Good morning, guys. Just wanted to send you a welcome video to welcome you back to second semester. It's been all of 2 days since I've talked to you last with our semester one class, but there are a few things that have changed, and I just wanted you to be the first person to know. So, without further ado, let's continue. As soon as I get my slides to cooperate. Here we go. All right, some old business. So we left off with chapter 9 with everybody, advanced and our regular ed. So chapter 10 is the only chapter we didn't finish. So we're just going to add that to this semester. It is part of our 7 fundamental dimensions of engineering. So you can't leave that out really without having some gaps for you. So we're going to merge it over. However, it is experiencing some issues. I was on the phone with Cengage 2 days last week. We were trying to figure out why it wasn't migrating over. They're still working on that on their end. So we're just going to put that, when they get it fixed, we're going to insert it back in. So hopefully when we're done with the others. So I'm thinking after chapter 13, you're going to see chapter 10 again. So if the numbering looks odd to you and if our chapters are weird, don't be of any concern about that. And grades will be finalized this week. So what you have in the grade book is what you have, and everything is good to go. I will be finalizing everything this week. So just wanted to give you a bit of a shout out too. So a lot of improvement in the last couple weeks. Some of you finally understood, hey, I'm really not doing well right now and I need to do some stuff different. And you did. So kudos to those of you that made some changes in your habits and made some changes in what you were willing to do at the very end to up your grade and to really kind of pull through solid. And that kind of leads me to the last point here, and that is the importance of finishing. So engineering is it's been a difficult class for some of you. It's been a breeze for others of you, but in general, there are going to be a whole lot of things that you don't enjoy and you don't like. You really don't want to finish, but like it or not, it's going to happen, and we still have to still go through those motions and really kind of solidify our resolve and making sure that we finish what we started. Okay, it is really easy for everybody to slack off at the end and just not push at the very end. If you're a sprinter, if you're running marathons, it's really easy to get to the very end and be tired. But when we get to the very end, that's that last sprint. That's the last, I've got this much time to get it done. Let me give it all I've got for just a little bit. And again, I saw a lot of that from some of you, but from some of you, I just saw you roll over and die. You really just kind of whatever. I don't need to finish this. So I just want to emphasize at a new beginning, okay? Everything from last semester is wiped clean. My grade book is empty. We're all starting over at zero again. We're not zero, but we're all starting at the beginning again. But I just want to emphasize, you have an opportunity right now to start and make new habits. So if you weren't on your plan, if you didn't, if you try to catch up with 3 weeks of work at one time, if you never read the chapters, if you didn't attend a CC, if you didn't ask questions, those are all things that right now you can kind of draw a line in the sand and say, this is not going to happen again, and I'm going to do things a little bit different. So I love a new semester. I love new beginnings. I love mentally having that fresh start. It's kind of like, January is a big deal for me. January, the whole month is kind of like that. What did I really think up at the end of the year that I could do well right now? What could I change? What kind of habits can I change? And I feel like with our classes, it's the same way. Okay, so that leads me to new business. So we've got a couple of things that I am just wanted to highlight real quick. So for our advanced course, we kind of separated people and really kind of gave it kind of like an honors class, like you would for your English and your other subjects. But we kind of set it up that way. Well, this time I want to do it a little different. If you earned an A last semester, you're going to get an email from me basically just saying, hey, here's what we're going to change in this advanced class, and this is what it's going to look like. Do you want to be in the advanced course? Would you like me to keep you in the advanced course? Would you like me to keep you in the other? I'm going to give you that option. It's not going to be exactly like it was last semester, and I'll leave those details for that email because that's not really important here. But I just wanted to tell you that we're going to revamp that a little bit. Okay, now that I know what I know, then we need to do some things a little bit different. So I did want to really talk about what I learned from reading your exams. Probably my favorite thing that I have graded all semester from either one of my courses. In my web design class, they started out last semester with an about me essay, and that was that point where I just loved it. I love getting to know you guys. I love learning about you. And so reading your exams gave me that window really to my engineering students, and I so appreciate that. If you really just kind of told me how it was. And, you know, most of you, if not all of you, extremely professional, very respectful, and I kudos to that. That will take you far in life. But a lot of you, this is what I learned. You wanted more problem solving projects. Okay. I think out of 60 people, I think I had 2 people that said they didn't enjoy the problem solving. Everybody else, unanimously across the board, wanted more problem solving projects. You also, this is kind of where I was surprised, you wanted more career exploration. You wanted to learn about the different types of engineering. You wanted to learn more about what engineers did, and you liked that aspect. You wanted to spend more time there. And the last thing was you talked about choice boards. And choice boards is something that I've kind of thought about, but I wasn't sure how to execute online, but I think I've got that figured out. So pretty excited about some choice boards coming at you. And this is what you wanted less of. I know you guys are going to be shocked by this, but you wanted less reading and less math on your quizzes. Now, some of that is just, it is what it is. The reading part, I mean, it's engineering. Like we can't get away from not using our textbook and not reading the material, because there's so much material. There's so much in each chapter that there's no way that I could just make a couple quick videos and explain that. Okay, reading, there's no substitute for reading that. And quite frankly, that's just preparing you for all things future. My son, you guys know I have a son in college, and that's the thing he's had to really learn how to do this semester, this past semester, is read. He'd never had to read a textbook to learn his material before. And so asking you to do that for a course that is very technical and very detailed is just, it just is what it is. Like, you're going to have to just sit down and read some stuff. The other thing, but I have changed the math on your quizzes, so that will be a little bit different. If you're not in the advanced class, I've taken those quizzes and gone in and tweaked them just a little bit so they're not so math heavy. So that part I think we have done really well with. The last thing I want to tell you, new business, is that our Q&A time is changing. So instead of Tuesdays from 11:30 to 12:30, we're going to do Tuesdays from 2 to 3. And this is just due to the fact that my schedule is changing just a little bit, and I've got some stuff this semester that I didn't have last semester on Tuesdays. So we're going to go ahead and change that. So last thing. So these are changes, and I invite you, if you've not done this, if you've not sat down and just say, this semester I'm committed to. Okay, it's not your New Year's resolution. It's not whatever. It's your commitment to yourself. So this is my commitment list to this class. This is where I know I needed to make some changes, and these are the changes that I'm willing to make. So again, after learning a whole lot in one semester, this is where I'm at. So there will be more hands-on projects. Okay, even if they're smaller ones, we'll try to fit one into every unit. And if I can't, I'll do some in between units. Okay, I've really gone in and kind of fleshed out. We've taken out some chapters that were supposed to be there because we're supposed to be doing economics and with compound interest and banking stuff, which I thought was kind of odd. There's a whole chapter on Excel spreadsheets and engineering, and that was a little weird. So we've taken out a lot of the stuff that I just don't think you guys need, and I'm going to implement more career exploratory stuff so that, you know, we're kind of hitting on all that. You do know that at the end, during SOLs, what I give you to do for engineering has to be a little more self-guided. So I think that's, we're going to do the career stuff then. Okay, I'm going to let you do all of your independent stuff. We're going to do that around careers, because that's going to be, you know, depending on who you are and what your interests are. So I will include more YouTube and create my own videos that teach and simplify. So, and this kind of blends into number 3 also. CCs or Class Connects will be less reteaching and more interactive stuff and a lot of problem solving. Because the teaching is going to take place more on your plan days. And again, this is just me learning and figuring things out. But the videos that came with the curriculum really had absolutely nothing to do with each chapter. And so I'm going to replace those with videos that just go in and really simplify. Maybe they're cartoons, maybe they're experiments, maybe they're different things, but they all highlight something very specific in that lesson. So you're going to see more YouTube and that kind of teaching, or maybe I can't find something, and so I just go in and really just kind of teach you one concept. So expect to see more videos like that. And in your Class Connects, then it will be less PowerPoint reteaching, like direct instruction, and more problem solving based stuff that you guys are going to want to do that are fun. And now the other thing, the big change, is that your attendance quizzes. Okay, every other class you have an attendance quiz. This one we never have, and I'm going to make those extra credit. So this will be your only way of earning extra credit, but each attendance quiz will now be extra credit. I think we're going to do 5 points. I'm going to look at all my assignments today and figure that out, but we're going to do extra credit for every attendance quiz that you do and submit, and that will be your extra form. Watching the CCs and participating is huge. Okay, a lot of you were talking about not understanding stuff, but then you weren't showing up. You weren't at a Class Connect because they were optional, but you weren't at a Q&A because they were optional. So you didn't understand material, but you weren't willing to do stuff that you didn't have to do in order to understand stuff either. So I'm hoping that by making these extra credit and making these a little more interactive and fun, that we'll have a little more attendance that way. And then the last thing is that your review questions that you physically did through your chapters, a lot of you talked about how they weren't helping you at all in preparing for your test because they were just so different. And I agree with that. So we're going to take out review questions, and I'm going to insert some other stuff in there instead. So that is our changes. That's where we're at. And I hope that if you have any questions, by all means, about anything you learned today, definitely send me an email, reach out. But I'm excited and I'm ready to kind of pivot and make some changes and then continue on some stuff that we had that was working great. So bye for now, ladies and gentlemen. I shall talk to you soon.